are you forever a Patriot? Are you rooting for this, or you want to preserve your dynasty as a Patriot?
I'm definitely rooting for them. I try to look at them unbiasedly. I know it may not sound it, but you also got to understand what I've been indoctrined and where I've been indoctrined and the football I've been indoctrined with. You know, when the tide rises, all boats float. What is it? They all float. So they keep on winning. It's good for all the Patriots.
Yes, sir.
And we're all Patriots,
Keep you in the
right?
spotlight.
We're all Patriots.
Well, you guys are rooting like mad for your team this year, right?
Of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I know. You guys are
And
like
when the tide
Broncos
rises,
through and through.
All the boats float.
All the boats
Hey, all the boats float, baby. I want to see them go.
No, but I also, I've had a lot of great relationships with people that are still working there.
Yeah.
You know,
That got a lot to do with it.
the building people, the people that are in the hallways of the tunnels, the people in the upper divisions, the training staff people, the catering
guys.
people, the equipment people, the guy that I see every day before I go out to practice. Like, everyone still works there, and I've had such great memories with these people. I know that it makes their life better if they win. So, I want them to win.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, you should hear these guys every day going for the Broncos. They got one ring
Exactly.
with them, and you guys are
Because you
diehard.
still got love in that
Yeah.
building. Like I call Flip Mode, right? Flip, hey, you got these 360 untouchables in navy and white. I need them for nephew. Whoop. They hit the crib the next day. Like, I still got relationships in that building. You know what I'm saying? So I still got love. Vince, if something happened, Vince, hey, I was guarding my son. I think this motherfucker done tore my groin. Vince, get out here the next day. Woo, woo. I got surgery in 4 days. Like,
Wow.
the relationships is there. So it's hard not to root for the guys, like Jules is saying. You know what I'm saying?
But Jules, it's just human nature to think it was 7 years ago that you were the Super Bowl MVP, and that's the last time they won the Super Bowl. So it was February the 3rd of 2019, 7 years ago. And all of a sudden, they go from 4-13 last year to 17-3, and for the fans, not New England fans, but just general NFL fans, they're thinking, man, this came pretty fast, right? Maybe it's not that hard for New England to go win another championship. So, like Tom is such a competitor, I think there's got to be part of him thinking, God, I don't know if I love this for me, because you're the gods in Patriot Nation, and all of a sudden, wait a second, there's another Patriots, and this quarterback he's not Tom Brady, but he's got a chance to be that, right? He's maybe not Tom Brady, but he's got a chance because he's just a baby, and he's going to be doing this for a long, long time, and it potentially detracts a little bit from your legacy if they can do it so fast and come from nowhere so quickly, right?
All of us know how hard it is to get there, and so them getting there this quick doesn't take anything away from what we did, and I honestly feel like we got one of the homies in there with Braves.
Yeah,
and I didn't play with Braves, but me and Braves hung out a bunch on a lot of these trips that we all used to go to, the Derby and stuff. So I feel like I have people in there that, and I dealt with, like, I'm not Tom, so Tom could feel a completely different way. You were getting at that. I don't know. I saw the team win Super Bowls without me before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So then, it's kind of like I came into this thing. I'm just a part of it. And I want to see the brand keep going.
Yeah.
It probably is some guys who don't like to see, like, they've won, and they don't like to see the team that they won with be successful.
Well, you and I have discussed one of those people, right?
You know who I'm talking about.
I do know.
When we're talking about this. It's guys who like that, but I think that them the corny guys, you know what I'm saying? The real guys who really fuck with the brand.
Yeah.
You
like
realize how hard it is.
Like
exactly.
little brothers coming
it's like, it's like your little bro. It's like a
you
family.
gotta see
Like,
them.
you want to see them guys do well.
Yeah.
Like he said, when the tides, say it again?
When the tides rise, all boats
Hey,
float.
all boats float. You want to see them guys float. You know what I'm saying? But trust me, I know it's guys who don't want to see those boats float.
Yeah.
They want to be the only ones. It was just us.
Yeah.
It was just us, man. It definitely has got.
And you got to be careful with saying Drake's on his way
Okay.
to being Tom.
No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
well,
yeah.
no.
You gotta be, just because you get one Super Bowl.
I understand.
I mean, we look at
Yeah, we
Mahomes
won
right.
that.
Look at our guy Mahomes right now. Like won those 3, went to 5. What do we see them in? It's hard once you get 3
It's hard to sustain. It's
to keep it going.
whole
You become
career.
America's
Tom went 10
most
years,
wanted.
right?
You
Yeah.
become
Tom went 10
Yeah.
years without winning one.
with that, but he still went to 2.
Yeah.
He still went to 2. And one undefeated.
Well, I feel like Mahomes is the only person that you could
But the
talk
thing
to.
is, we will
Yeah, in
that
see.
same
We
boat.
will see because
We will.
when Mahomes' athleticism goes down in the next 7, 8 years,
Yep.
is he going to still be able to perform? Tom was anchored in that pocket his whole career, so
Right.
he learned what is the Bane. The
Bang Gate, man.
He was born in it.
God,
he
dog.
was born in the pocket. So like
and he saw different versions of defenses and kept adapting and finding ways to win.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's
20s, 30s, 40s. Like
it's
yeah.
very like people don't realize that 7 number is insane
No,
in football.
Yeah.
Now, even if you
Crazy.
get to 5, those 2 more are gonna be insane to get.
Yep.
And it's not just there has to be so many other things that come together with it.
Yeah.
Tom taking, the Buccaneers that had the offense ready for it, a really good deep. Like he couldn't have done that with us. Even if he came back, we didn't have the money. We went to shit, Skip, because you're in the Super Bowl for 25 years. You're gonna have some cap shit happen at the end,
You're gonna
and
lose
that's what
everybody.
happened. So that's what it was to Tom. Here, Tom, you're gonna have the same receivers, which was me, who was fucking old, and a couple other dudes, and then, or you can go over here to a new team. You
Right.
couldn't spend any more money.
Yeah.
Our team was too diverse in that middle pack.
Yeah.
So there's so many variables it takes for a quarterback to go out and win a bunch of Super
And then the
Bowls.
game around you is changing.
And then
So
who's
that
the next
system,
guy?
Yeah, that system
Who's,
is
like-
not as efficient.
For all we know, Sam Darnold could go on a run and become the next guy who wins 4 Super Bowls, next 3 Super Bowls.
No, he can't.
Hey, talk that shit.
Yeah.
Cody
You
like
never
that
know.
shit, dude.
You never know.
I can
Hey,
see that.
he's only 28.
Yeah.
He's still young, man.
He got Mono out the way. He's good.
Ripped 3 off in a row.
I will say though, to add to that, like
He's healthy.
regardless of what Drake May and Braves and all these guys do,
Yeah.
and the legacy that they build and the run they may or may not go on, what you guys did, that legacy is forever immortalized
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
New England history and NFL history. So I know you're rooting for these guys. You want these guys to succeed. And even if they go on a run, both legacies will be each of their
No,
own.
I
So,
understand.
so you can never touch what they did.
Last quick point on this. We opened the show talking about the 1985 Chicago Bears. They're voted the greatest Super Bowl team ever.
Right.
I knew a bunch of those guys, still know a lot of guys on that team. And I'm convinced, even though they haven't said this to me, but they root against the Bears. Remember Rex Grossman got them to
Yeah.
the one Super Bowl against Peyton and lost in the rain in Miami? But they root against because it was just a one-shot deal.
They only
It
got
was
one, Skip.
Yeah, they got one.
They only got
Be
one.
that.
I know.
Yeah, they gotta hold
get-
on to
They
that.
want to be that one.
I know. They
I got
got
3.
one. And so they're still gods.
We're not going to get jealous off
Okay,
the one.
but they're gods in Chicago for the 85 Bears, and they don't want another team to steal that from them.
Right.
Because that can last forever because they just got one.
But so you think if someone else wins, no one's going to talk about the 85 Bears anymore? That's my point of the
Okay,
legacy.
but-
You're on the back
Yeah.
burner.
I know
It
it's
brings
not
it
quite
back
what
up.
you guys
It
do.
brings it
You
back
get off
up.
that
Old
front-
news
you off
now.
that front
Really?
stove. You
So
on
you
the
think
back.
they would just
Yeah.
discredit that and not
Nah,
talk
some
about it
guys
like they
will,
do
some
now?
guys
They
think
feel
like
that
that.
It's hard
way.
for me
They
to
feel
believe
that
that.
way.
It's
not
a
hard to
winning
believe like that.
mindset.
I think that they would embrace the 85 team if
Yeah.
they won it.
I think you just, like you said, you got more guys in the chip room. Now there's more champions here for this organization. So when we do put stuff together and we do certain things that we're talking about as an organization, right? You got, for the Broncos, the 2000s Broncos, what was that, late 90s or 2000s?
98,
Whatever, Elway and them.
97,
Yeah, we was in Pop
Back to
Warner.
back.
Yeah.
For real. You got the
Back to
back-to-back,
back.
then you got
AD.
the Peyton Manning, no-fly zone, Von Miller, DeMarcus Ware.
Insane.
If they win again, they win in their own way, but it's all adding to the pot. And I
Right.
guess that's how we look
That's
at
how
it.
we think.
But some other
everybody
guys don't look
think
at it like that, right?
Yeah.
They'll never
Everybody
talk
don't
about
think-
us again.
Right.
No, you still get wrecked. Like, yo, they gonna win they back-to-back. You guys are gonna have your 3 in a row, right? Or 3.
Everybody do.
Everybody
definitely
gonna have
don't
their
think like
different
that.
one, but look, we got a ring. At the end of the day, I'm going to my jewelry box. You talking trash, I'm gonna pull that ring out. Shut up.
I want to look at the franchise because last year the Patriots went 4-13.
Yeah.
And then Robert Kraft made some moves. He's like, I'm going to go get Vrabel. I'm going to fire this guy one season in. So now, obviously, after going 4-13, now you're in the Super Bowl again. So looking at the franchise, is the Patriots the greatest franchise in NFL history?
You know, that's tough. You know, there's a lot of great franchises. You look at the Steelers in the 70s. They got 6 Super Bowls, 6 Berg. You know, with was it Matt or no? It was Big Ben got 2.
Big Ben.
You got the Niners in the 80s, in the 90s. You got Cowboys in the 70s, in the 90s. You know, I think they're that top tier for sure. They are. If they go out and win this, then it
puts them up.
It puts them up there.
Yeah.
You know, but there's still other organizations with, you know, Sixburg's got 6. You know, there's a couple other knocking on the door of 6. But look, in the last 20 years, I don't think you can argue that there's a team more successful than the Patriots. So, you know, that's kind of where I stand on that.
What do you guys think, Skip?
I'm a huge Niners fan. I grew up a huge Niners fan.
Love it.
You know, so like when I came to the Patriots, I felt like I was coming to the 49ers of the 90s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or the 80s, late 80s. And how come no one talks about that 89 team of being like one of the best teams ever? Didn't they have a great defense, unbelievable offense? Joe Montana. Ronnie Lott. They got everyone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like,
that's probably on that list you were looking at this morning.
you're going to be talked about in that top tier. And that's what I think is, you know, fair. Because those other organizations are pivotal organizations for this league. Everyone has their time.
So, as a lifelong diehard Dallas Cowboy fan, I must say, if we're talking about the most popular franchise ever, it's not even close. It's the Dallas Cowboys.
Still the Dallas Cowboys.
I said the greatest.
Well, that's
Okay, I know, but how we define? How do we define?
Yeah, true. How do you define?
Popularity goes into that.
Okay, it does.
That's fair.
But I have to say this about your owner. Again, 14 times he was up for the Hall of Fame and has not gotten in. He's got to be the greatest owner ever.
Which is crazy to me.
Okay, because he's been 11 out of 12 he presided over. And it always, the buck stops on that desk of that guy. He's got to make he's got to hire Belichick. He's got to stick with Belichick. He's got to referee between Belichick and Tom. And there are 1,000 little things that go on year after year after year that land on your desk. And you have to make the choice. And then, I'm amazed this hasn't gotten nearly enough credit. He fired Gerard Mayo after
ball.
1 year.
That's a big ball move.
big ball.
You know Mayo and Mr. Kraft, that's like his son. Like
It's his son.
he loved Mayo.
He groomed him. He positioned him.
He loved
brought
Mayo
him up.
too. Mayo loved
He
him.
raised him.
Apologize for it.
Right?
Man, he ain't
It takes a real man to have to do that.
You
but
wanna
he
talk
also
about,
gave him the op though, like just
that's the owner I
a
want.
quick.
But he also, you know, I always talk about this with Mr. Kraft. Mr. Kraft, I think he's the only owner to bring 3 different coaches and quarterbacks to the Super Bowl. Parcells, Bledsoe, Brady, Belichick, now Drake and Vrabes. And Mr. Kraft was in pretty much every meeting, every day. Now, I can't tell you if he could tell you about football, but I remember being in the offensive skill room or the offensive meeting, and I could hear the offensive line coach, Scarnecchio, coaching the linemen. I don't know but I know like the 5 most fundamental things about the linemen. Inside, out, hip to hip, on a double. I know it just from hearing it all these years. So he's had to retain some knowledge of what football is. The one thing Mr. Kraft is brilliant at is recognizing people. He knows how to recognize, you know, leadership to number 53 on the roster and how things are working. And it took a huge leap of faith to fire a guy that you love, to recognize you have a problem, to recognize there's something there better out there for your team to make your team better. Like that takes a lot of cojones. And I always think Mr. Kraft knows people like insanely well. And I didn't know that he didn't get in 14 years. I don't know. See, we don't even know how this all works with the owner or the coach. Isn't it 5 years?
What about Jerry and DeBarlo? Like
they're in.
I know they in, but like, did they wait like Mr. Kraft?
No.
They was first time they was up. They was in.
I'm not sure how many times. I thought Jerry went fast. I don't understand the 5 years
I don't
for a
understand
player
that.
and only 1 year for a coach.
Yeah, I don't know the parameters, but that's crazy to me that he's 14 times
I ain't know
on
that
it.
either. That's crazy.
You know what I mean? Which this is legendary, not just NFL stuff. This is legendary sport championship stuff, like with Real Madrid and winning the Champions League.
It is.
NBA franchises like the Bulls winning championship. Like this is like bigger than just football. This is like sport. So I think he's been snubbed as well.
Yeah, and for him to swallow the pride that Jerry would have never swallowed, like with Schottenheimer, if he decided 7-9-1 didn't work, there's no way Jerry's going to fire him because it looks bad for Jerry. But Mr. Kraft said, well, wait a second. Braves is like I got a shot here, man. You gotta make some cold-blooded choices, and it wasn't fun for him. I don't think he enjoyed that at all.
He enjoying it now.
Two
or three. It says
2 or 3.
And to that point, I mean, Robert Kraft basically went from having the greatest organization, really in all of pro sports, to watching your Hall of Fame quarterback go win a Super Bowl somewhere else. You lose your Hall of Fame head coach, should have been a first ballot, and you're coming off of back-to-back 4 and 13 seasons.
Yeah.
I'm guilty of saying, well, they're going to be in a rebuild for a while. I like the Vrabel hire, but they're at least a couple years away to getting back to where they need to be, and boom,
course,
you have them in the Super Bowl the first year. You know what was a big move I think he did too that gets overlooked was elevating Elliott Wolf from director of scouting up into executive vice president of player personnel, which is their GM, because he went out and drafted Drake May and Travion Henderson and Will Campbell and some of these other guys that have played a factor on this offense. And then in the offseason, he worked with Vrabel and went and got Milton Williams and Carlton Davis and all these big-time names that helped them succeed. So I think that was a big factor.
You got to throw Jonathan in there, too.
Yeah,
Jonathan, he's in there, and he's a brilliant dude. I've seen him. He's tough. Jonathan, he's a real tough kind of guy.
Yeah.
Like he kind of standoffish a little bit if you look at outside in, but if you get to know him, that man is smarter than anyone I've ever seen. Like I remember we were doing the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of like pre-logistics on where we need to go, this, that, and we were talking, and someone came into him and said like, hey, well, we need to go over this, and he goes, I know what's going on, and so he's telling me the story, and he goes, all right, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to go here, this, that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to then deliver this to this. I told you, I know and he knows everything. These guys are smart dudes that, anything that they're going to put their hands on, they're going to bring people in that are like experts on it, and they're going to use their judgment on how to make a decision with the experts' help. I was just so impressed with Jonathan when I got to really know him. As like he's kind of gives you that, Jonathan, you roll up in there naked, getting on the scale and stuff. This is my gym. You know what I mean? But he's got that dog in him where like you watch his mind work. These guys are really smart human beings.
So the point is, this is the greatest organization ever.
Yeah.
It has been for a long time, and it's a big body of work.
Yeah.
I don't see how you can argue with it.
I mean, it's hard to argue.
Yeah.
But I also respect.
You can't argue the attention that the Cowboys have got.
Oh, you can't.
Yeah.
But I also
on TV draw, they're like ridiculous.
And the value, what they brought.
The most valuable team in the world.
Yeah.
And they haven't been to the NFC Championship game in 30 years.
11B or something. What is 11 now? 10.9B.
Yeah, billion.
Yeah.
Billion. Yeah.
No, there. You respect. When you're there, man, you see those Niners teams and those Steelers, Terry, Bradshaw, and those, like, there's a lot of great, we're part of it. We're all part of it.
Yeah.
You guys are too with Denver. Everyone's a part of it. That's what the great thing of football is.
Hey,
it's a big fraternity.
I was with you guys for 1 year in New England. I'm a part of it.
You're a part of it.
There you go. Lucky for Lee.
What year was that?
2019. That was Tom's last year, man. I'll never forget. What was wild for me, too, through my career is I went from Cleveland to Jacksonville, had a short stint with Philly in the offseason. But then I go to New England. We were 12-4 that year, and it felt like the world was falling apart.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there was a standard that was unbelievable inside that building, and I fit right in right away, but it was awesome. But, yeah, that was I'm a part of that dynasty, too,
Yeah, you are,
Someone had to back up Tom, you know what I'm talking about?
There you go. Hey.
Jules needed some Kes, give me a couple extra throws after practice. I got you.
Code, come
He'd
on,
be nothing
man.
without you. I'll be honest.
I was holding on by threads, by
do you guys have any final things for Julian? Or are you guys feeling
No,
good?
we just appreciate you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, appreciate you so much.
Yeah.
You're a legend. Thank you so much
baby.
for coming on the show.
Great.